Right, let's begin, guys. So a little bit of a catch up. Um, Last session, you guys headed deeper into the forest after escaping the silo, I believe, and you came across a giant mecha monkey.
I do remember the mecha monkey.
And after a successful fight around a crater, I believe EC decided it was a priority to disturb the spider-looking thing in the middle of the crater. And
I want to point out that running into the crater that all the monkeys are afraid of seemed like a really good idea to escape the fucking monkeys.
Yeah, like I said, it was a good idea. But it awoke the spider-like creature, and as she awoke, and you guys defeated the monkey, you found that talking, the diplomacy, was the best way, and you found out that she was the exact type of species that Queenie was, and her name was Alexandra. After some debating back at the camp, the Baron told you that really his goals and the Aeon Priest goals were hoping that you guys would scout out something called the Golden Sanctum, a convergence hideout hidden deep in the Westwood that no one's ever managed to find. And after that, you said that you would help him, but never to lie to you guys again. And that Artoria came with the idea that she would find the place, check it out, and then you guys would try and take it down. But before that, you took Alexandra to Paradise 8 to see Queenie, or the corpse of Queenie. And she climbed up into the archway, while Vers sat on top of the archway and took in the sight. And she got to work, which you guys found out that this archway is an interdimensional portal to her home planet. But it would take her several dozens of centuries to even finish it. After that, I think EC did some shopping and explored the town. I think Artoria met with the mayor again and scared him a bit, and then basically asks for his son Kiron's hand in marriage. Which, he said that's fine, but for when... Asks. He demanded it, really. But,
It's sort of old-fashioned to go to the dad first, and then it's very not old-fashioned to be if it's the wife that goes to the dad first. Then it's really... It was one fucking date.
But anyway, Artoria asked for the hand in marriage. The mayor agreed, of course, and I believe you'll settle down for a night in Paradise 8. And were you... I can't remember where we left off. Were you about to leave, or were you still in town?
We were still in town.
Okay.
Yep, I was sleeping on the arch somewhere.
Yes. So, the group of you, what would you all like to do?
Artoria would like to find a messenger service.
I believe you already did this, didn't you?
No, another one.
Another one. Okay, so...
Well, can't you use the same messenger service?
No.
Does it have to be... Okay.
So there is like a post office in the northeast part of Paradise 8. And as you walk in, a bell above the door tinkles ever so softly. And a bookish sort of woman with her hair tied into a bun turns to attention behind the desk. She's probably about 5'2". She has to kind of lean and stand tall as you walk in. And she goes, hello?
Hello. Could you post some letters for me?
I can. That's what we do. Just hand them over.
And Artoria will hand over 7 envelopes.
Oh, it's a lot of mail. And she kind of puts it down, and she goes into the drawer beside her, begins, bringing out giant brown envelopes and putting them all individually. He goes, where are they going?
And Artoria will give the addresses of her 7 sisters.
Okay, yeah. And she does, and then she stamps the seal of, basically, the Queen's seal on each individual envelope.
And that's it. Just make sure they get to where they need to go.
I'm afraid that will be 3 bits.
Sure.
Okay. Excellent. And then she hands a jar over to you. Opens it.
I'll put a bit in.
No. She guards it and looks at it, and you see inside there's like lollipops.
Well, lollipop, I'll take that. Thank you very much.
She pops it, puts it back on the side. She goes, it's normally for the children, but you do seem a nice lady, so...
Thank you. You're very pleasant yourself. Here, have that extra shin for yourself.
Oh, thank you. She takes it off your hand and puts it into a tip jar to the side and says, come back any time. It will, just so you know, mail departs at midday.
That's okay. I will be heading to the Westwood again, so...
Oh, good luck!
All the best.
I'm gonna... No, it's okay. I was gonna say the typing's quite loud.
Is it?
It was.
Okay.
It was.
Well, I stopped typing when you said, so that's why.
Yeah, I
stopped.
noticed. But okay, so EC, what are you up to?
What is Easy up to?
Yeah, what is she up to?
Well, she's probably gonna awake out of a fruit juice-induced coma, and then she's gonna skate into town, as you do. And I've lost my anchor stones. I only have one cipher left, so I think I'm gonna go shopping for some ciphers.
Oh, it's gonna take you're gonna have to take a good look around town to find one. So make me an intellect check.
I'm not gonna edge for this. I'm great at this. Difficulty what?
4.
I am trained in perception. Just this.
Oh, okay. So difficulty 3.
Put this in intellect. Well, look
10
at me.
is a success. So can you do me a favour? Roll a d20.
I will roll a d20. That's my favorite die.
Do it. Oh, aye. And now roll a d100.
That's not my favorite die because I already said a d20 is. It's not in the quick select.
Okie dokie. I don't know what that is, but I'm going to find it for you. Okay. So what happens is, as you're travelling down one of the roads, you do see what looks like a man wearing a big trench coat, and he's got a big tall hat on, and his dreads hang down from his side, and he has a very dark complexion, and he goes, "You! The one on skates! Come over here, I've got something for you!"
Now, I want to point out, in any normal situation, if you come across a man with a large trench coat who is waving you in, it does seem like a bad to get. But Easy does skate towards him and stops right in front of him, staring him into the eyes.
Look, I am nearly sold out, but I can see that you are the worldwide type, you know, the one that explores and needs stuff on her side. How about this? And he reaches into his trench coat and pulls out what looks like a jar of what looks like white paste. And as you look at it, it's got little bits of crystal in it.
Oh my god, that looks super useless.
No, it is not useless. I have it on good authority that if you cover an object with this paste, it renders it completely fireproof.
Is that... how much paste is it, though?
It's enough to cover 2 objects exactly, says the rulebook.
Like, what if one of my objects is like one of those giant spiders? Because I've been coming across a lot of giant spiders.
Yeah,
and
I think you'd have to use a whole jar if you want to give a giant spider a massage with this.
That does seem like a really good deal, though. Like, how much does a spider massage usually cost?
Oh, I'm
And a
not sure.
fireproof one at that.
I'd say 8 shins.
8? Oh, that's pretty high, isn't it?
I would say, if it's a giant spider. Do you want the paste?
I do want the paste.
Are you sure?
I want to know the price of the paste.
I'm going to go with a price of a spider massage.
Well, that's 8 shins. We just said this is going to be cheaper than a spider massage. So 7 shins.
7 shins it is.
Oh, I'm a fox. Look at that. I'm like a pro.
Alright, I'll copy paste it in for you, as always.
What Numenera level is this?
Roll a d6.
I don't know if this is relevant, or does it like beat a level
No, it doesn't.
2 fire now?
It's just for, like, with rolls that try to target ciphers and stuff like that, isn't it?
Okay, that's perfect, because my anchor stone was also 3, so I don't have to change the thing.
Yep, there you go.
Oh, fuck me, I posted the wrong name in. Oh, you can go with verse while I put this in.
Okay, so Vers, you wake up, and I'm assuming you slept on the archway.
Yeah, I was in a little cocoon that she is.
Oh, yes. And in the morning, Alexandra does kind of go, "Good morning, Vers. I can take you down if you wish."
Good morning. Yes, perhaps that would be wise. I do crave some food.
Good. I've got a busy morning fixing the Gribbertuckian. So she kind of like puts one of her spider legs in, goes to hook you up onto her back, climbs down, and you see all the morning crowd, like, she drops you off and then just kind of swings back up onto the web, and you see it all glow blue and run all the energy run up and down the spider web as she then climbs into the center and begins her work once again.
I'll just look at them like, what are you staring at? And then I'll walk off.
Yeah. Okay. So anything else you'd like to do in Paradise 8 as the morning comes along?
I would like to try and find Artoria.
Okay. Yeah. Artoria's not that difficult to find. I mean, she stands at least a head high from anybody else in the crowd. And as you're walking along, you see her striding out of what looks like small, squat, one-story building in the northeastern part of town.
Right, I'll be like, Artoria, is that you?
Yes.
Ah, splendid. I tried finding you from up there, but even you were a bit too small from up there to see.
Yeah, I would say so, Vers. I would say so. Did you sleep all right?
Yes, it was wonderful. I think I shall repeat this.
Well, every time we're back, I'm glad you found somewhere that you can enjoy.
It was very peaceful and quiet.
Well, should we go and find the bimbling idiot?
Which one?
There's multiple.
I mean, look around.
Oh, I suppose for you, yeah, I should be more clear and specific. I keep forgetting you're a psychopath. Oh, what did I do? Let's go find Easy.
I want to point
Very
out
well.
that going by results, Easy is my most successful tabletop character, which is very rare.
All right. Yes, let's go find her.
Okay, so EC's not difficult to find because after she's bought her cipher, she also gravitates to, I'm assuming, like stores that sell fruit juice and sweets and things like that. Maybe she's at the Silk Magna. But, you know, you guys meet up, let's say, for that. For the sake of ease, you meet up.
You know those jumbo things you can get at American fast food places that are way too good big for a normal man to drink out of?
Mm-hmm.
Easy has one of those filled with fruit juice. And I imagine there's an actual watermelon in there.
Okay, so as a group, you are now together. What would you like to do?
Well, you need to replace the Baron's fruit juice supply, Easy, so let's get the wagons loaded and get back on the road.
Alright, so all of the supplies themselves are going to cost you 10 shins in total.
That's okay.
This is barrels of drink, ale, foodstuffs, that kind of stuff. It's enough for you guys to survive on, anyway.
So I'll pay 4 and each of you pays 3 because I'm a generous man.
You're a man?
Well, this is Adrian talking. Easy would take like an hour to get to that point. She'd go, so my dad always told me you need to share, and if you're sharing, you need to give more than the other person, so they like you more, so you get more stuff the next time you're sharing. Which is why this time, I'm gonna be the one sharing more, so you pay me back later.
Fine.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. So, supplies loaded up. The Anine caravan heads off back to Westwood, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
Yes.
And for sake of brevity, the journey takes a couple of days, and there is nothing in the way of a surprise on the way. It's very slow going and relaxing for most of you. And when you arrive back at Westwood, you can see the camp has grown slightly. There are a few more tents than there were last time you were here. The woodsmen are not there, but you can see the empty ring of stones and logs where they would have obviously sat last night, and the smouldering bonfire in the centre of the clearing that you guys have stayed at before and drank with them. The tent for the Baron and her daughter have been moved slightly away from the main area towards the woods edge, and you see they're still facing one another. And also the Aeon Priest tent has also moved slightly as well. The road itself has been dug out, and you see there are more like kind of trenches dug out around the camp. They're the same veranda / gazebo is set up from that for that character that was selling or trying to sell you stuff last time.
Right.
I could have gotten a cipher from him. Well, he has all the good ciphers.
Yeah, Graham Shishi was his name.
It's a good name.
Mm-hmm.
Graham,
Yes.
have you got any heavier armor?
Heavier armor?
Yes.
Ooh.
Well, he's buying armor. I'm gonna get heavier drinks.
I could try and get you some.
How quickly could you get it?
Well, it depends. We'll have to wait for someone to come back, because I ain't leaving. And then I'll pay them to go off and get it. If you're a bit more specific, you could save me some time.
Like plate. Something that's a bit more heavy duty than what I'm wearing.
Plate? Wow. You're strong.
Yeah.
I mean, you sure you want that?
Pretty sure.
Alright, just let me consult my core book. It's really difficult to find anything in this book.
Can be a little bit tricky, yeah.
It's like, just even at the contents, it's like... Oh, there it is. Okay. Yeah, I'll tell you what. I could get you some. If you place the cash up front, I can get you some.
How much is plate?
15 shins.
Yeah. I'll give you 20 if you can get it here quicker.
He goes, but for 20, I'll leave myself.
20.
He drops the shins and he goes, perfect, Artoria. Man. Puts it in his coin pouch. He goes, I'll get that to you tomorrow.
Thank you.
Alright, Vers and EC, is there anything you wanted to do in the camp?
I'll look over it. I'll try buying things and say, you know, I was hoping that perhaps we would find something here, but it's not here. Nothing of interest.
It's pretty big wood, Vers. I'm sure we'll find something.
Yes, there, not here.
Yeah, well, you know, I need to make sure I'm ready for whatever's in there.
Yes. Are you?
I will.
Are you ready?
Are you ready for love?
Are you ready? Are you ready?
Ready for love. Okay, so you do see that the Aeon Priest has walked out of his tent and is walking towards all of you.
Look, it's the douchebag.
He kind of frowns at you beneath his heavy brows and says, look, now that you know the truth, I have nothing to hide.
I want to skate at him, swoop up his hands, and like do a twirl around him. A swift dance motion.
Make a speed check. If you've got acrobatics or athletics or dancing, that could help.
No, I'm gonna take dancing and inline skates proficiencies on the next level up. I've already decided that.
Nice.
But I'm gonna edge on this because I feel it's very important.
Alright, you've dropped it to a difficulty 1.
Wow, there's no way I can fail this, I hope. Yeah, let's just input this. Oh,
Nice.
look at me.
Yeah, so you do the perfect pirouette with him, and he's left bewildered and off kilter.
It's so good to see you again. You know, so much happened since we last saw each other. I got, like, cream to put on the spider, which I don't know if it's gonna do much, but apparently it's gonna
I'll
be
just
fire
glance
resistant.
over and be like,
I'm gonna walk off and start cutting down some trees.
Yeah, I got this white cream. If you put it on someone, they're fire resistant. Have you ever seen a fire resistant giant spider?
no.
Yeah,
I'll try
right?
some.
What, you want to eat it?
Not necessarily. Although,
Well-
would it make me fire resistant on the inside? Interesting.
Well, the thing is, right, I've been told this is exactly the amount you need to massage a giant spider in it. So if you eat even a bit of it, I won't. There'll be, like, part behind her ear I can't get. So imagine if she goes through a fire and that part burns, then BAM! It's gonna be the most annoying... Have you ever had, like, part of your ear burned?
It's just blank stare all the way.
Ugh.
Never mind. Although saying that, and then the conversation goes on for another 10 minutes.
Yeah, the Aeon Priest kind of goes, "Look, we've got news. The Baron wishes to see you all."
Sure.
Well, I'm sure he wishes for many things, but does he get them all?
High five verse.
Fine, and he just wanders off. And
What? What do you mean?
Artoria will lift Version's hand and like
That was strange.
every time I say high five, you do that. You lift your hand. And we do that. All right.
No.
Good God. Please, just one thing, man. One thing. One thing to be normal.
I forgot. Did we get the commander his fruit juice? I think we did.
Yes, you did.
Okay, I'm gonna pick up a barrel and fall over forward with it, and then just point at the barrel for Toria to carry it.
What am I, some kind of carrying monkey for you?
Well, you aren't a monkey. But I think...
Artoria will just pick it up under an arm then.
Yeah.
Between like brains, bronze, and beauty, I think I'm definitely the beauty. Verse is also there. You're the... You're the brawn, and I'm the brain, so...
Oh. Right, so you see that the Baron is standing outside of his tent, and he kind of eyes at you all, and sees gives eyes at you all, and you see that the Aeon Priest walks past him, and is complaining at him, and the Baron's just put face palmed, and he just shoos the Aeon Priest away, who disappears back into his tent, and then he walks over to you all, and goes, "Well, good morning, everyone.
This is for you.
What is it?" And he drops it into his arms, and he's like, "Oh, it's to replace the juice. Oh, I get it." He just puts it back down outside his tent. "Well,
EC takes one step into his tent. I'm your guest now, so I'd like some fruit juice.
of course. He begins getting out the tin pots and filling them up. So, we got some news while you were away.
Do tell.
So, we've been trying to comb the outskirts of the Westwood. But, yesterday, while you guys were away, we got visited by another Aeon Priest. Her name is Vivian Gray. She came on in and said that she's been not far from us and noticed our presence and would like the request of folk like yourself. You know, the tough kind that are willing to take on the jobs that most ain't.
Any more information on that?
Well, she says that she's by something called the Mirror Lake and is, willing to explore some ziggurats she's found. But, don't feel like you have to go help her. She's more than capable by herself.
What's a ziggurat?
I guess it's a sort of temple.
Use that word. I know what that is.
So what's she paying? Like, we are super altruistic, we do stuff for free all the time.
Well, I don't know. You'd have to go talk to her. She was willing to wait around for a couple of hours, but said she wasn't willing to leave her camp unattended.
Yeah, we'll go and find her tomorrow.
Well, that is fine by me. It's just the Aeon Priest over here, you know, Fexus being as he is, thinks that helping her should be paramount.
Well,
No, I think he's just a big goofball on the inside. Like, you know, those candies that are really hard on the outside, but then you bite down on them and suddenly, oh, whoa, there's liquid inside. That's like him.
Perfect analogy if I ever did hear one, easy.
Why is it called Mirror Lake?
I have no idea. I have never been there.
well, you guys could go on ahead if you want, and I'll wait here. Oh.
As she
Did you sleep
also...
last night, Artoria? I
No.
realised I never asked.
I didn't get very much sleep.
Why?
Children.
What do you mean?
Stayed in the same caravan as EC.
I don't think anyone slept there. I think, like, whatever horse drew our carriage probably knows Easy's entire life story at this point.
The Anine, the poor Anine. You'll hit as it has an aneurysm and dies in the distance.
You didn't have to sit in the same carriage as Easevers.
That would be unsatisfying.
We'll be carriage buddies. We can get like matching T-shirts with carriages on them, except mine's gonna be blue and yours is also gonna be blue.
It's your turn to share with her.
No, I meant for her mostly, not for me.
Even better, I can't wait to hear the stories.
Oh, you want stories?
No.
Alright, so the Baron says, well, you're more than welcome to head out whenever you want, but remember, primary mission number 1 is to find the Golden Sanctum.
Yeah. I remember. Oh, by the way, there may be some people turning up here to help. Just stay out of their way.
What do you mean?
Friends of mine?
By friends, do you mean friends or relatives or like more Numenera searching adventurers like oneself?
Relatives.
Ah.
I've heard of them. You don't want to get close to them. They're super scary.
Just let them set their camp up. They'll probably help you.
Alrighty. Alright, so out of game, Chris, have you sent me their names, their backstories?
I have. I've sent you their names.
I'm assuming it'll be somewhere in Discord then.
I literally just sent them to you.
Oh, okay. Well, I can't check it at the moment, but I will definitely check it soon.
I will whisper it to you as well, sure.
Don't worry about that. I will literally read the document on Discord when I get the opportunity. But of course...
Yeah, I've put their names and ages, but I'll send you their backstories.
Oh, well, short descriptions of their occupation and what they're like is just fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's the plan for today?
Rest.
Okay.
Away from EC.
Yes, you managed to get a good day's rest away from EC. She's very, I guess, distracted with the Baron. The Baron likes to entertain her company anyway.
Yeah, he's very good to her. She's just gonna stick there and drink all the juice she just brought him.
Yeah, and by the evening, I assume you fall into a sugar coma.
As she does, yes.
Yeah.
Probably going by the campfire, telling one story really excitedly, and then just falling over.
Mm-hmm. And as the evening descends, the lumberjacks do actually return from the forest and begin their usual evenings settle down. That includes a hog roasted over a spit and ale being passed out, and then the brandy and the strong liquor to get to sleep at the end. Although you do notice that one of the all of you, of course, notice that one of the lumberjacks is in one of the far corners yelling at a bunch of others, waving his axe about.
I will go and see what the commotion is.
Okay, well, as you approach, you see he's pointing at something on his face, and he shouts, well, we should go in there. We should find it. And we should cut it up for what it did to old James Boy over there. And you see that there's a young... he points to a young lumberjack that's got like a mop of auburn hair, and you see that he's got a bandage over his face.
What's going on here?
He looks down at you and sees who you are, hops down off of the box that he was standing on to yell. He says, well, during the day's work, we were doing our own business, chopping down the trees, collecting timber, and Jamesy boy over here says that he come across a woman in the woods. Tell it, James, boy, over here. And you see that the young boy runs over. He's got like an axe at his sides, the typical hand axe that they've all got, but he's more wiry than he is broad like the rest. And as he approaches, he's got his heavy kind of checkered jacket done quite tight up. And as you approach, you see the bandage over his face is kind of like a slice. And he says, I'm sorry to bother you, ma'am. And then the overseer says, go on, tell him your story.
Just you calm yourself down, overseer, and I'll pull 2 boxes over and tell him to take a seat, and she'll sit down opposite him.
Mm-hmm. Well, I was just minding my own business. I decided to, walk away from camp a bit. to have a piss. And while I was peeing, I saw this woman in the distance, and I thought, what? That's a bit strange. And it's very strange to see an attractive woman out and about in the woods like that. And I thought it was a bit strange, but there was something about it, and like I felt compelled to go forward. So I did myself up. I made sure that I was, patted down in the light, and headed over there. And when I got closer, that's when I noticed that the thing I was heading towards weren't no woman. It was pale, and it had lots of mouths, and it had like real sharp claws. And when I noticed this, I gave a yelp, and it noticed me, and it chased me. And as it chased me, it was talking shit. It was talking lots of shit at me, and I just ran. But as I turned, it got me with its claw, and then it peels away the band. And you see there's a nice thick like slice down this cheek. But I kicked it, I did, and I swiped at my axe, and whatever it was, I realised it's got this pale milky white skin, and it had like a naked body, a woman's naked body, but with no features, no nipples in the light. And I ran as fast as my legs could take me, and when I turned back, it was gone.
You tell what his priorities are and start telling.
And where did you see it?
Not a couple of miles in, at our camp, just outside the camp.
Did it attack you during the day or during the night?
It's just a couple of hours ago, just as the sun was setting.
So around dusk.
Yeah, I'd say dusk.
Could you take me there tomorrow?
He looks towards the overseer, and the overseer nods. He goes, yeah, I can.
Well, we'll go and have a look tomorrow, just to make sure the area is safe. And then she'll look at the overseer and say, I advise you travel in pairs going forward. These roads aren't safe.
Yeah, of course. I'll take that into consideration.
I think you should, unless the next time one of your men won't be so lucky.
He nods and he puts his arm around the young James and leads him off towards the fire.
Make sure he has a strong drink tonight, and somebody stays with him.
Yeah, you can see they're already giving him a quart of brandy the moment he sits down. The boy was no older than 15.
Yeah,
It's a rough introduction.
Mm-hmm.
Arturi, are you quite listening to the stories? I would like to get some more sleep.
Are you trying to tell me you can't sleep unless I'm around, Verge?
Well, you're all making such a mighty ruckus.
You know you can't just pick your bed up and move it.
Yes, but do I want to?
Well, do we want to be quiet?
Yes.
No.
No?
No.
That's strange.
This is a campfire. People drink, people laugh.
Yes, and people sleep.
Yes. So, put your pillow over your head and go to sleep, or I will put you to sleep.
I don't like sleeping with my pillow over my head. It's very uncomfortable. Can you put me to sleep?
Yes, I will put you to sleep. Artoria will put her hand over his mouth and clamp his nose.
What a rude way to put you to sleep.
At first, just like, okay.
Until he passes out.
Yep. He's fine with that.
I guess that works. Right, so
Do you at least put me in my bed, or do you just leave me on the floor right there?
No, I put you in your bed.
Alright. That's all
What
right.
a complete bastard.
Right, so next morning, you're all woken to the usual sounds of the lumberjacks going about their morning business, the sound of pots and pans rattling, and then Artoria and, well, everyone hears kind of like a awful racket outside, and it's like ching chong ching bong bang, and loads, sounds like 1,000 pots and pans like smashing against one another, and you hear, oh, fuck me, and then you hear it, and the noise gets closer and closer into Artoria as you're getting up and getting ready inside your tent. You hear a bang outside your tent. "Ma'am," says Graham.
Yes.
I got you! I got you, your damn armor! Come on out!
And she'll, like, step out of the tent.
Yeah, so, this is it! And he points towards this. He's got, like, a massive pile of plate armor, all kind of, like, mingled together, where he's just put it on a wagon and dragged it here.
You're not an armorer, are you?
Nah, I am not. But,
No.
I got this from 2 towns over.
I'm impressed.
It's an ornamental piece.
Does it actually work, though?
Yeah, okay, so Tori, you pick up the breastplate, some of the shoulder pads, the greaves.
Yeah.
It's got like a kind of a bronze look to it, but it's definitely plate. Some of the, it looks a bit decorative, like you're gonna look fabulous in it, but it also looks like it'll serve as armor properly.
That'll do.
Yeah.
That'll do.
You kind of like, you lift it up to yourself and you realise it was made for a man of your stature, like kind of tall, broad. You could easily fit into this.
Yeah. This'll do lovely.
And those that don't, around the thighs and around some of the arms, it can just easily be hammered and taken a little bit in.
This'll do lovely. Thank you very
Right.
much.
Yeah, I'm assuming you spend the next hour or so fitting that and getting
Yeah.
ready. Alright, so you now have plate mail, and it's got 3 points of armor.
Plus, it's shiny.
Yeah, and it's very, very bronze.
I'm gonna put bronze on it.
Yep.
Like a
Doesn't
bronze
have to
goddess.
You see Graham go straight to his gazebo and goes to sleep. Doesn't even open shop. Looks like he might have been dragging that all night.
Her little bastard.
There's not much he won't do for 20 shins.
Yep.
That man is throwingly into money.
Uh-huh. Alright, so everyone, let me know what you're up to.
Well, will we spend the day and go and visit this priest and then come back for dusk?
Alright, you're going to go visit Vivian Grey.
Yes.
And as I wake up eventually and head my way over to the others, I'll say to Sartoria, that was slightly unpleasant but effective. Feel
It
free
worked.
to do that more often.
I will. I will. I'm going forward every night that Verge wants to go to sleep. I will smother him to sleep.
Wow. What? Who am I to judge?
Guess I know what her fetish is.
Alright, so the edge of the westward, as usual, is foreboding and dark, and the immediate canopy just becomes knitted and interwoven above you, lending a deep kind of permanent dusk feeling to the entire foray into the westward. Last time you guys headed northwest and come across the silos and these creatures, but the directions towards Vivian's camp is more of a kind of a westward straight, and you spend most of the morning walking that way, and it's hard going because the west of the camp, rather than it being sparse woodland, becomes kind of very dense wood, and you do see evidence of more deforestation. You see a rather large camp that's been deforested of its trees in its area, and it leads down some banks into an area that's been quite abandoned by the lumberjacks, and the pathway there leads off westward, and following the directions given to you by the Baron, you guys do actually come across, in the distance you see it, because you're actually on top of what looks like a not very tall cliff face, but you can see just over the trees, and there's a small billowing spiral of grey smoke, maybe 3 or 4 miles out.
I guess it's that way.
Okay.
One could assume so, yes. Did you know that a ziggurat, blah 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 blah.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Oh, please, Anna, tell me about cigarettes.
Give me 5 minutes. I'll tell you all about it.
Just don't Wikipedia it.
I mean, generally they're just it's just a general collection name for stuff which are built upwards, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a very broad category. That's all I know off the top of my head. Normally associated with like I think a Mayan style temple and stuff, but I don't think that's actually part of the definition. I think that's just pop culture.
Okay.
So far, your education. That's
This
what
has
I
helped
have
me very much. Thank you, Arda.
Okay, so climbing down some old worn stone steps around this cliff face. As you go to reach the bottom, something catches your eye. All of you really. It shines. There's like a beam of sunshine that comes through the canopy, hits something in the dirt around you. And can I have it's a perception check, so it's intellect. And if any of you've got perception, it reduces by 1, so it's difficulty 3.
There you go.
Oh, okay, so Artoria is definitely up there. Oh, okay, so first thing, EC, what you notice is there's some sort of something shining in the undergrowth. As you reach down and brush the growth out of the way, you see it's got empty, hollow eye sockets, and it looks like the front of a mask. It's got eye sockets but no mouth or nostrils. It's like the front plate of a mask or something. However, Artoria and Vers, as you are peering around, you realise that the entire ground is littered with them. Some of them have just rusted. And Vers, who got a natural 20, immediately goes to pick one up, and it's heavier than expected, whereas EC's holding a plate, looks like kind of like it would fit on her face. You pull the plate up, and you hear a sound of something rattling, and it ends up being a whole head as you pull it out of the earth. Roughly the same size, maybe a bit larger than a human head, all metal, made out of like copper and kind of orange metals, except something's dangling at the bottom, like a snake. But as you look at it and turn it round, it's wires and synth, and where its spine should be.
All right. Is there anything familiar about the look of this head?
Okay, you make an intellect roll, difficulty 5. This is Numenera, so if you've got anything to do with Numenera, you can help.
Yeah, just the normal gleaning information.
Mm-hmm. Right, so did you just roll a 10? I can't understand that. It was difficulty 5.
Yeah, and so I have training and an asset for this kind of tasks.
Okay.
So it reduces it to a 3.
Yeah, exactly. And I got enough to hit a 3 with the 10, which would be enough to get the 9.
Okay, so the head looks like something from a golem. And you've heard about this. In some big cities, rich magic users, wizards, sorcerers, thaumaturges, Aeon priests and the like to build golems to protect their studies.
Alright. Maybe there's something nearby that these were once guarding.
That's ominous.
Yes, not necessarily in a harmful manner. Could be. Could not be. Not sure. Either way, let's make sure there's none that are, working and want to harm us if we go somewhere.
Alright, I'll just get my sword out and start stabbing.
That's not... No, don't do that.
Well,
He put on the mask.
what do you want me to do?
I said, when we go somewhere, we should be aware that none of them are there to harm us. That does not mean stab it on sight. Artoria, God, you're such a psychopath.
Boo! I'm an evil robot ready to harm you.
Yeah, so he's got on face. The mask gone.
Stab.
Okay, so you can carry on moving down the path if you wish, or you can keep exploring. All right.
Yep, just have a look around to see if there's any more lying around as we move towards there.
Yeah, like with your nat 20 and as well Toro's natural 19, you do see that the ground littered with them. Perhaps 2 score. So Vers actually found a full head because he got nat 20.
Right. Best carry on.
All right. Yeah. Okay, so your journey leads you towards the camp, like as you're heading towards the campfire, the direction that you remember it being, and you notice that the sky above you begins to turn like a dark, kind of overcast grey. Slight bit of rain begins to patter down, but you're quite protected by the canopy. But it's just that kind of sense that there's like a cold chill in the air, and you guys approach a set of sandy sandstone steps that lead up to a large plateau. And as you guys stand there, bewildered by what you see it's littered with lines of scary mummified statues either side. I will show you what it looks like.
Oh, those are some big statues.
Mm-hmm.
That is pretty scary.
Yep, and like I said, like some sort of plateau. It's all overgrown, and above you, the sky is just beginning to let out a little bit of rain. And these statues they go on for quite a while. There's like maybe 4 rows either side, and it's like 4 by 4. And you can't help by feeling overawed by the majesty of how old and decrepit this place looks. Like it's something from a very long time ago. But each statue is holding 2 swords each. And as you peer down into that area, you can just see it leads down into like a dank, dirty pool beneath, as if there's nothing really down there, but the statues are kind of in those holes.
Alright. Well, that is strange. What do you think it means?
It's a sign, maybe, for a god or something like that.
I'm thinking they really liked swords.
They're good people if they like swords.
Yes, I wonder also if because they look just like they look in the picture, right?
Yeah.
I wonder if the fact that they are supporting the beams above has any significance. That's very strange. Have you ever seen that before? People supporting things with their heads?
Helmets.
Yes, thank you. That is a good point. Not relevant, but a good point. Well, we could debate this for quite some more time, but I have the feeling that you guys want to move on.
Yes, please.
ECS started putting the mask back on and just growing at the statues. So yes.
I see you want to discuss the effects of fear, perhaps. Are they
Oh
scary?
yeah, this one time I was afraid, right? And my dad told me you don't have to be afraid, but I was super afraid because outside there was thunder, and I'm afraid. You picked this one. And I'm really afraid of thunder, but my dad was like, thunder, it's just... I don't know what he said. Do you know what he said, Vers?
Yes.
Please elaborate.
Well, I already know, so you already know, surely.
I know everything, that's a fact.
Victoria's going to put her helmet on. Close the face visor.
Easy obviously wants to know what Vers is, but she is not accepting that she doesn't know. So, this conversation is over for once.
I'm assuming you're heading on past the plateau,
Yeah, as soon as Gloria's walked off at this point, I'll try and catch up.
Okay, so as you guys are walking down this plateau and you see all the statues, you realise that above you is a very the actual way it's holding up those platforms above it in a very peculiar shape. And as you are walking along, I need you all to make a intellect check.
Okay. Difficulty?
4.
What? Any skills that would help?
If you've got an intellect defense.
No.
Nope.
Sensing danger?
Sensing danger would give you some, yes.
I have detecting falsehoods.
That would help as well.
Would it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it would.
I'm gonna edge on this. Because it only costs me 1.
Yeah, okay, so Vers and EC, the first thing you notice as you're walking along, and you can't help but look up, because you see the peculiar zigzags and right angles that these platforms are taking. However, Artoria is walking along just looking up, and Artoria, as you're walking along, you can't help but look at all the inscriptions below and all the beautiful murals and paintings along it. And as you're following it, you can't help but realise you are turning with the turns, following it slightly. And Vers and EC notice that Artoria is headed off rightward, blindingly just wandering that way. You guys manage to shake out of it and realise as you look up, that there are eyes embedded in every single bit of the platform that are blinking. Literally moving and blinking. However, Artoria is just kind of moving along, following the lines, and you realise that the end platform, where it goes, just seems to drop off into nothing.
Artoria?
She's too far away now, like, literally moved much further than you guys.
Give me a second to check if I have anything to fix that with.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe. I have, on my staff, I have hedge magic, which is like prestidigitation, kind of, I guess. It says, change the color of things, cause small objects to float through the air, clean a small area, mend broken objects, etc.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to, like, make some leaves or something on the ground next to her just fly up. Just so that she notices and looks about.
Okay, I'll allow Artoria to make a second intellect check.
Yeah.
I would like to
Alright.
throw my mask at her head.
make a speed check. This is actually to hit her, and Artoria, you can make it. No, just roll speed check to see what happens. This is to, like, I guess frisbee the mask toward Artoria.
Oops.
It goes and just goes over the edge and disappears. Artoria, however, stops and says out loud, "Who are you?"
I've read about this. She doesn't know who she is anymore. Okay, at this point, I think I either heard you have to tell them everything about themselves or not tell them everything about themselves because it can leave mental scars. So I'm gonna go on a 50-50 here and just tell you your life story. So, I assume like 60 years ago you were born. You look really old. I haven't told you this before, but I'm actually embarrassed by how old you look. Is
Okay,
this
so-
ringing any bells yet?
Now, Artoria just ignores everything that's going on, walks towards the edge.
I think you should probably skate that way and go get her.
Do you think so?
Yes.
I skate that way and go get her.
Okay, so Artoria, you have one more intellect check, and EC, can you make a speed check?
No, I really need to invest in speed at some point.
Okay, so EC goes rolling towards you, trying to stop you, but Artoria, at the last moment, you shake your head, you look up and you see the eyes all blinking at you, and then you definitely sense it. Something's here around you. Something's pushing you this way. And as you look over the edge of the plateau, it drops maybe 60 feet to a rough kind of the rough kind of cliffside that's kind of built out of the same stone that the plateau is. And you see below there is littered with bones. Hundreds of different bones of all types of creatures.
I'm going to take out my longbow and shoot one of the eyes.
Okay, EC, just as you go skating straight past, missing Artoria by a few feet, you turn, and as you fire, it just shatters against the stone. And that's when I need everyone to roll initiative, as all of the statues begin to move.
Oh, what have you done?
You fuck. I don't have any giant rocks I could drop on stuff this time either.
Alright.
Oh, I didn't click my token.
What did you actually roll?
17.
Where are you?
Statue 1, Statue 2, is that it? Can't you give them proper names?
No,
They,
give me a break.
those other proper names.
Okay, so
They'll just
Artoria,
identify
it's your
us.
go. As the statues all turn around, their swords are like, you hear the ground rumbling and they're lifting their swords up out of the ground and you can hear like the shing sound as they're lifting them. it is your go. You feel like you might be a little bit overwhelmed against these things. But it is your turn.
Against the giant statues that dual wield swords. Nah, they're good.
I'm going to move away out of their range.
It looks like they've got coverage. If they you are a military woman, you can tell that they've got coverage of the entire plateau with those long swords.
Far away is the edge of the plateau.
About 300 foot if you wanted to run it to the other side, or it's only about 30 feet back the way you came.
Yeah, I'm going 30 feet back the way I came.
Okay.
I'm going to go 50 feet.
And you can manage to leap off the plateau's side into the forest if you wish.
Yeah.
All right.
Straight into the woods.
You jump straight back into the woods. Is there anything? Oh, I guess that's your movement, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right. So, seeing that you've run off, the two statues that are near you turn and go to slam down their wooden swords at EC. EC, can I have a defense roll?
You can have a defense roll for might, probably, right?
Can you make two because they attack? This one attacks with both swords.
Oh no, I can do either might or speed. Is that right?
No, this is defense, so speed.
Okay. Or difficulty what?
4.
Oh fuck me. This might be bad. Oh, look at that. No, I put in effort. I didn't spend effort, so that hits me. Which is
Okay, so the first sword crashes down upon your back, knocking the wind out of you for 8 damage.
Okay, I have 1 speed left, guys. We're doing good here.
Right, can I have a second one?
I can't edge anymore, so...
And then the next one takes your legs out and sends you hurtling back into the forest for another 8.
Okay, so I'm back in the forest, yeah?
Yeah, it literally whacked you, knocked you 30 feet back.
Perfect. That's exactly where I wanted to be.
Okay, and then statue number 1 does the same thing to Vers. Vers, can you make a speed check? Like a defense check. Speed. As the one closest to you swings out with a stone sword. Okay, can you make a second one? Okay, nice. Okay, so the first one crashes into your stomach, sends you sliding across the ground, and as the second one comes overarching to stab straight through you, point downwards, you manage to just roll, and it goes ching into the plateau. You take 8 damage.
Okay, and it's reduced by 1 by my armor, right?
Yeah. Remember, it goes straight to your might pool, you see, before your speed.
Oh, it does?
Yeah.
Well, that's good, because that means I have 0 might and 1 speed.
Yep. And Vers, it's your turn. No, it's EC,
Yes.
sorry. So EC, you wanted to be in the forest anyway.
Yeah, I want a fucking healing touch myself and get the hell out of
That doesn't sound sexual.
Oh, look. Mr. fucking... I don't know.
When I think about statues, I heal myself.
It's a difficulty 2 intellect task. Where is it? Difficulty 2. I spent 1 in to put that in. Roll it. Okay. 1d6 restored to my might pool.
Awesome. Vers, it is now your turn.
Well, I still want to skedaddle with my move.
Yeah, you were already knocked out, so...
Yes, I would like to get off the platform. Is there a feasible way where I can get there soon, or should I jump?
You can jump off the edge. It's only about a 10-foot drop down into the forest. I'm not going to make you roll for that. That's fine. You'd have to use a whole movement, a long movement to get there.
Oh yeah, that's fine. I'm just legging it.
Yeah, you leg it, jump off, and as you guys land into the forest and all look at each other, and you see EC's really hurt, like bleeding from multiple wounds, the statues go slide their swords back into their sheaths and then go dormant.
Oh no, it's kiting time, motherfucker. I have a longbow and 50 arrows.
I feel like if you shoot them now, it might not work so much.
They are made of stones.
So?
The things that you shoot with are of less structural integrity than the things you are shooting. This is unlikely to succeed.
Alright,
I'm
so...
going to shoot an arrow anyway.
Okay,
Have you ever tried to breach a castle with arrows?
Yes.
Artoria, make the roll.
I'm not surprised.
It just shatters. The arrow just shatters against the stone.
Thank you for the empirical evidence. So, you seemed a bit out of it there. We tried calling you, but you seemed upset,
that place fucks with your brain.
confused.
Let's go around.
Gonna be a big detour.
I don't care. I don't do well with the brain magic.
Well, the other option is that we try again and we don't let you take the lead.
No.
Yes.
I will go around on my own, thank you very much.
If I have a vote, I'm against going on the giant, really mean statues plateau thing.
Well, I don't know how it can make you guys see sense.
They hit me with swords first. Not even my dad did that.
Oh, I would assume not.
He actually never hit me at all. I think this is important to point out because just saying swords at the end there put the wrong impression on people.
Mm-hmm.
I think generally you have the idea firmly lodged into your head that you should impress people with the wrong idea. This is why we bring you along, no?
Well, as long as the wrong idea is that they should pay us lots of shins for stuff that took us like 5 minutes to do, like finding a giant spider. We just stumbled upon it. But they gave me 150 shins for that.
Yes, my point stands.
Let's go around.
Well, if you don't mind, I would like to have another look.
Go
Perhaps just stay here and... Well, if something happens, just come and get me.
I'll think about it.
I'll be here watching her think about it.
I'm assuming, Vers, you're going back up onto the plateau then, while these
Yeah.
guys... Okay, so as you step up onto the plateau, you get that uneasy feeling sinking like you did earlier.
Mm-hmm.
The statues don't attack you. Although now you know that they move, it's very difficult to push your body even further in. But you take a look at the mural and the architecture, and you don't see any of the blinking eyes anymore.
Right, well, I'm not sure how it would be for you, and I think... Artoria, I think you have to explain it to Isi as well. I don't think she understands.
She's waiting for the high five.
She's just standing there. Yes, well, you seem very interested. I'm not running my breath. It's imbeciles. Carry on.
So, Vers,
And I just want to, have a look to see if I recognize like a pattern. Like, if I were to zoom out from above, what would it look like? If I see anything that that guides me somewhere.
Okay, make if you've got perception or anything like that, investigations.
I do.
Okay, so what did
Oh,
you
that
roll?
didn't roll right. Sorry.
You rolled a
supposed
6 though, so we.
Yeah, it's supposed to have one more reduction on there because I have an asset as well. So it would have succeeded on a 4 difficulty.
Well, look at how good you are.
Yes. Okay, so difficult 4 is actually what you needed. Okay, so there is a pattern to the murals, and you can definitely see it. That if you follow a certain pathway, you shouldn't be affected by whatever magic this is.
Right. Okay. I'll follow it along for a while to test my theory before subjecting the others to
How
it.
far do you want to go?
I don't know, about another turn's worth of movement away.
Yeah, it seems to be working. But you have to stay under the paths above you, under the platforms above you.
Right. Okay. Then I'll walk back and I'll do the same trip again to see if it triggers the second time I walk, just because I don't trust this for anything. But if it still doesn't...
It doesn't, but your path does lead you directly in front of the face of one of the statues. You just kind of stare to the right, looking at it as you move along the pathway, and it doesn't seem to make any move towards you.
Okay. Having traveled that far without triggering anything, I'll go back to the others and say to them, I think I figured it
So
out.
Vers, as you're heading back to the others, I'm going to GM intrude you. Would you like to accept it?
Yeah, sure. Let's have it.
Okay, so who are you giving experience to?
I think to Isi, she got really messed up from this before.
Okay,
That
so
is true.
what happens, Vers, on your way back, you're keeping your eyes up, making sure to follow the path when you kick a stone, quite a large stone, and fall out of the pathway, and all the statues go shh. Can we have initiative again?
Uh-huh.
So... Right, so Artorius, you'll go. You definitely see the statues move lightning quick this time, trying to get Vers.
Shoot the statue.
Okay, go ahead.
For fuck's sake.
You see, have you heard the saying? When all you have is a hammer, everything looks like a nail?
You're really far away, Vers. I can't take life lessons right now.
Really?
Okay, so the one that's about to basically go and
hate
attack
this.
Vers, Artoria, you shoot, hit its sword hand, and it goes wide. Because you've got a nat 20, I'm going to say now that you've prevented one attack on Vers. Because it's just that it's going to miss.
14 points of damage.
But it doesn't make arrows suddenly destroy stone.
No, it doesn't destroy it, but what I'm going to say is because of the nat 20, it is going to like make it go wide. It's going to be...
Yeah.
Fuck's sake.
Right. Okay, so Vers, you realise you've got maybe 2 rounds. Like you've got like to run twice to get out of it now.
Yeah, man, there's no way to jump off the platform to the side or something, right?
Well, either right or left, you could make it one turn. But as soon as Artoria was going to be led to the right as well, to your left,
Yeah.
you think that's very low. The sides are very, very high.
Right, okay. And where am I now? Because I obviously stepped outside the path, so I'm no longer under the thing, right?
No, you're no longer under the platform, but you've got about 100 foot to go to get back to the group and into the forest where they are. But funny enough, you've only got 100 foot to get back the other way, so to get out of here on the other side.
Yeah, you know, I know that seems logical. I think Vers would first try and just step back under the overpass again to see if that fixes them, or whether I really need to get all the way back there.
Okay, so that does not
use
work.
a bit of movement to get there.
The moment you step back into the pathway that you think is safe, it makes no evidence to stop. I don't know what's
Okay,
happening.
then I'll just leg it back to the group.
Okay, so you've got out of the range of one of the statues, but the other one, the one that was going to attack you, gets one attack because the other one goes wide. Just at that moment, Vers, as it's about to attack you, an arrow hits its hand, and you think, ching, and it goes doof when it's behind you. And then as you're running, it swings out with the other sword. Can you make a speed defense roll?
Yeah, I'm just setting the stuff. Well, that was to be expected.
Okay, so, and then the moment it hits you, Vers, in the back, essentially hurling back out of the range of its original attack, its sword crashes against the plateau, stone explodes up into the air and begins to rain down. That is a GM intrusion on EC.
Oh yeah, sure, whatever.
Are you giving it to?
Well... Fucking Artoria did do that thing with the arrow.
Okay, so Vers takes 8 damage from the original strike, and then EC, you take 4 damage as rocks come flying towards you from where the sword struck the plateau, and you're struck in the shoulder and knocked back into the forest. However,
Okay,
Artoria,
if my might pool is at 1,
it goes to your
Can
speed.
it goes to speed, so it carries over, yes?
Yeah.
So I'm
You're
both
now
out
able-
of might and speed.
Can
Okay,
I
so
try and
EC is
take that
basically in a
hit?
coma.
Can I try and take that hit?
Is that an ability for you, Artoria, or...?
Not really.
No, I'm afraid you can't. But I do need...
It's action.
I would like to use Brain Lightning to not be dead.
Green lightning? Or as a short line of it?
It's a combat
Okay.
action that lets me take the hit, but I receive +1 damage.
You fired the arrow, so if it's an action...
It's a speed task, yeah.
So, so EC was nearly debilitated, but is now impaired. I'll read your ability for you, Artoria. Whereabouts is it?
It's just a combat action. It just says take the attack speed task optional. On success, attack automatically hits you for +1 damage.
Is it on your front page, special ability?
No, it's one of the combat actions for just Numenera.
Oh,
It's
okay.
designed for one of the.
Oh,
like,
in the quick sheet.
yeah.
All right, make a speed task difficulty 4, and I can let you take it if.
I am going to edge. Edge. Trained. Oh,
No,
sorry.
I'm afraid you managed to dive in the way, and just at that moment, it's just a bit too early, and EC's still hit with the brick. So, EC, it's your turn.
I would like to heal myself.
Alright, cool.
Well, what does impaired actually do? It hinders my action by 1 difficulty, I assume,
yeah, it's pretty bad.
Well, I don't want to be impaired, so I'm gonna heal myself. With Healing Touch, which is now by 1 step more difficult, so it's difficulty 3. And I'm gonna edge once for this. And I'm impaired, which is gonna decrease this by 1, but I don't know how to put this into this thing, so I don't. I'm just gonna...
Yeah, you see where it says heal impaired? If you click on impaired.
Oh, it also does it, yeah?
Yeah, it should.
Okay,
It should
well
automatically do it.
that's good then. Oh, look at that. I'm gonna restore 1d6 to my speed pool. Oh, for fuck's sake. But I have speed again, and thanks to Brain Lightning, I'm no longer impaired for 10 minutes.
10 minutes. Nice work. So you're back up. Artoria.
I am going to stand over EC with my shield.
Nice.
Like, brace to take any hits.
Yep. Okay, Vers.
Yep, just full on run.
Yeah, you run, manage to leap off, and then as you do, the thing draws its swords, and then sheaths them again, ending the combat.
Right, that's and you see there's a few big cuts on Verse, but he immediately starts talking. Says, well, that's very good to know. We can cross safely now.
I did
No.
not tell you that arrows could beat stone.
Oh, for God's sake.
Well, they were still going.
I can only shoot 1 arrow at a time, but it stopped it.
Easy is just gonna lie
My
down and
point is
have a
proven.
10-minute nap just on the floor.
Okay.
Well, whenever you're ready, follow me, and I'll start walking the path that I did before.
I'll just grab him and hold him.
Really?
And the snoring starts.
Can you feel my warm breath on your neck?
What the fuck?
Their relationship is super strange.
Oh my god, Chris, what the...
Yes, I can, but I would appreciate it if you would let go now.
Do I get the 10-minute rest off?
It depends if they're going to wait for you, but yeah, I mean...
Artoria's gonna hold Verse for 10 minutes.
Artoria, I would really like you to let go now.
I get a 4, so I have
Are
a
you
4
going
in
to
might
stay
and a
here
3 in speed.
Until EC is ready.
And
If you will come with me afterwards, yes.
10 minutes later, EC just jumps up. Ready as can be. Obviously really battered by giant swords.
And at this point, I'll also take a recovery, because I need it as well.
Yeah, okay.
Does this do what it should?
Yep, you roll a 5.
Yes. Oh, I guess we should have recovered to the base level, right? From having like 3 days of downtime.
Oh yeah, for sure, yeah.
Yeah, sorry then. I'll set it back where it should be.
Alright, so you guys spend a little time at the beginning of the plateau resting up.
Yep.
Looks like this, whatever this is built to prevent people from getting past.
Oh,
Definitely.
I didn't think that that was the case.
But like, why? What does cross your mind is why do they need such security? Like, you know, stuff like who built it, why, etc. etc.
Does that cross our minds? I mean, Versus mind, maybe.
Yeah, probably Vers's mind. Yes.
Yeah, he's just very curious to find out the answer to these questions.
EC is now willing to cross, but while crossing, she's just gonna hold onto Versus' back and just roll behind him.
Yeah. Okay. And Artoria, I'm assuming you're following, or
Yeah.
Okay, so Vers, you with the intellect roll you got earlier, you definitely know the pathway now. You just know as well to look down and clear the pathway so nobody trips up. And you do manage to reach the other end of the plateau, and there is 2 sets of stairs, and you look to your right and you look to your left. Which one are you taking?
Is there anything different about them?
Nope, they're identical, but the platform above your head just ends.
Adventurers always go left, Verge.
Apparently we do.
Okay, so you head left and head down the stairs.
What did I say?
Mm-hmm.
Adventurers always go left.
And on the other side, the forest goes into like kind of lowlands, and you can see that thin, wispy bit of smoke, maybe about 1.5 miles away now. Okay, so following that, you kind of have to like. There's no pathway, and you're just crunching down like stony brush hill that leads down into pine woodland. And as you reach the bottom, there's another path.
Oh, it's not actually steps into something. Sorry. Okay.
No, it steps onto what looks like a flat ground, and then in front of that, it's just a hill that leads down. Yeah.
Okay.
And as you follow that down, you come across another pathway, and it's weird because there are these weird cylindrical structures beckoning you forward. And it's only when you get closer do you realise that it's bones. Like bones, the spinal column and the ribs of a great beast.
Ah, that we're walking through.
Like, that you can see, but you can walk through.
Ah, yeah, sure. I'll have a look. Well, that doesn't look ominous at all. Is this towards the smoke?
Yeah,
this...
the smoke is just behind the two peaks.
Okay. And does this look like it's going up, like in the picture?
Yeah,
towards
yeah,
the peaks,
yeah.
or...
And you see that, if you look up, you see that the ribs kind of like are structured around what looks like an old bark bridge that you guys are walking on that leads right or left to either peak.
Okay. Left, you said, yes?
I think we need to go right at this one.
I'll just like turn around and it looks like I'm about to slap her.
Atari, I think Versus' problem is...
I'll just start going left.
I think Versus' problem is you said always, adventurers always go right, which is 100% going left. Wait, what? I messed up the directions at some point.
And you see that Verse just gone off and walked left.
Okay,
Or gone to the one that looks like it leads left.
You're walking, feels like you're walking in the belly of a huge, like, snake with 2 heads, because the way it twists. And what way are you going, Vers?
To end up on the left peak.
Okay, and what about the other? What about EC and Artoria?
Well, we're going for Verse, because obviously, if he's not in the party anymore, we're out of Verse. So...
Okay, so I'm assuming you guys taking the left path.
Yeah.
Okay, and the left path leads to a slightly lower path than the right. And at the end, you see it does actually end with a head, like a skull, that seems to have bitten onto the peak, and its teeth are embedded into the stone above you. But the path that leads off is its jaw, so it's not like completely like this. It's more like that. And the top teeth are dug in, and the bottom teeth are dug in, allowing you to climb onto a small kind of plateau here. And there is a cave entrance. It's kind of dark inside, and you can hear the dripping of water.
Okay, is there any like outcroppings to go around the mountain, or is it just straight in?
No, straight in. There's like a little bit of a horseshoe shape to it that leads off to the left and right. But as you walk around there, you just see this just sheer peak either side. And to your right, there's just walls and walls of fauna and flora.
Well, through we go then. And while heading through here, I would like to have a specific focus on if I see anything in the beyond that looks different from the normal here.
Yeah. But as you guys peer into the cave, and with what little light you've got, you can see that the cave isn't very tall. It's probably about two persons tall, 2 Artorias tall, to be precise. Roughly about 12, 13 feet. And as you walk in, there's also a massive kind of like hole in the centre. Picture like you're walking into, it's got like a donut shape to it. And it does kind of like ease into the centre of the room like a funnel. And you see there are water dripping from the sides of the wall, like easing in through the outside and then funneling into this funnel. And it's just dark down there, but you can hear rushing water.
I'll light a torch.
Okay. There's just blackness down there, like oily blackness. Definitely water.
I want to see if it echoes.
Echo.
I want to sing a lumberjack song.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Because of that echo, you get it must be a little bit of a drop. An echo.
I'm a lumberjack and I am free, happy as a lumberjack can be.
Can I push easy?
If you want.
You're always close, aren't you? Where's that wisdom saving throw?
Today's your lucky day.
Oh.
Yeah, so there's just this hole in the bottom of the cave floor.
Can we go? Is there any pathways leading off?
No. Very small cave. Like I said, it's like you're on the platforms of a donut, and this just kind of funnels into the center.
I say we go back and try the right path.
That doesn't make any sense.
No,
We're
Ves,
trying
if we
to find
turn
a camp.
around now, the path that was previously the way here is going to be the left path, and then because we're coming from the path that was previously the left path, the path that was the right path will be the left path. So in theory, by going in a circle, we went left.
Not really, but I don't want to argue this with you because I don't think there's any point to it.
You're right, there isn't. Guess I won't understand any of the arguments you make.
Good, you're learning.
High five, Artoria.
Yo, she actually high-fived you. Okay, so I'm assuming you're heading out. Alright, and the second fork of the path leads to the same thing, like the jaw of this huge creature has bitten into the side of the peak, and as you climb onto that one, however, there is a curtain of willow weeping branches purposely built to hide an entrance further into the peak. And as you part it, like some sort of hippie curtain and push in, you see and hear that rushing water, same kind of rushing water you heard from the other cave. To your left, you see the other peak has a waterfall in it that then slides through midair. There's nothing for it to be on. It just slides through midair, swirls like a whirlpool, and lands in the center of this clearing. The peak itself, as you've walked in, it's like you've walked into a cave, but it's hollow. And there's a blue glow coming from the ceiling as fauna and plant life have grown across it. And then situated in the center, across the span of a marble bridge, is a small temple complex.
I think we found perhaps what we are looking for, no?
Oh my god, Verse! It's that zigzag thing.
It's not a zigzag rat. That was a joke.
It's a temple.
I didn't get the joke, Verse.
Yes, I get the feeling you have that a lot.
No, I'm usually very attentive to jokes.
I'll walk up and test the bridge.
The bridge looks solid. And in fact, as you touch it, Artoria, a ripple of blue energy goes through the veins in the actual stone and lights up towards the temple. And you see all these torches go light up.
Oh my god, it's another ghost.
I'll put my torch out and walk across the bridge.
Mm-hmm. And it's really marvellous. It's awe-inspiring seeing this architecture. And you see that every bit of stone has some sort of Numenera or magic to it, the way that it just registers your footfalls.
This is very useful technology. Numenera magic? I don't know. Either way, this is
It's magic.
very
It
good.
is super spooky.
Thank you for your subjective opinion.
Well, it's
No
worth
problem,
it.
Verse.
See
That's
if
what
we
I'm here
can
for.
find this priest.
I know, I can always count on you for that.
Okay. So, as you reach the other side of the temple, the other side of the bridge, Artoria, to your left is a small house complex, you can see. And in front of you is a set of stairs that leads all the way up to a single room. Can't see currently into the single room, but to your left, the small housing complex with its two floors has a beaten kind of bronze door firmly closed at the front.
Knock the door.
Are you going to the left then, or are you going to head up the stairs?
To the left, to the house complex.
Okay, the door, dunk, 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 you know, that kind of hollow metal sound.
Are you having any luck there, Artoria?
You know, I'll try and open the door.
Okay, the door is tough, it's very heavy. Like, it's going to require some strength. So if you want to make me a might check.
Do I want to break the door? I will put in some effort.
Okay.
You generally insist on doing so. I could try and open it if
Jesus
you want.
Christ.
Okay, so Tori, you go, try to open the door, and as it opens, you hear tick, and something comes hurtling towards you from the other side of the wall, embeds straight into your shoulder, sends you hurtling back, stumbles to the ground, and you go, and rip what looks like an arrow out of your shoulder. You take 4 damage. So that's 1 because of your armor. I forgot that you got plate mail.
Fucking armor bastard.
Okay, so the door has opened, however.
Go into your thing, brain people.
Right. Well, if you're this tired, then perhaps you should, from now on, sleep away from EC. I'll take some of the burden, if I must.
Please, thank you.
I have super great sleep stories. Like, if you've ever heard a bedtime story, you've never heard an EC bedtime story.
And do you realise now why I don't sleep first?
EC?
Yes.
I'm not sure, but I think if you go and check the other side, I think I saw some fruit trees.
First, this might surprise you, but I'm not a child. She says, glancing over to the side with the fruit trees.
So I wasn't suggesting anything of the sort. I was merely
I will
pointing it out.
not go anywhere away from our walking armory until I'm sure there's no giant statues here to hit me with swords.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Very well. I'll try and have a look to see if I can get the door.
The door is open. It's wide
Oh,
open.
sorry.
So,
I thought
the GM intrusion was just a trap. And in the middle of this room, you can see there is something like what looks like a red crystal, egg-shaped, on a pedestal. Vers, but the moment you get close, you just feel this immense wall of heat in the room.
Interesting.
And a slight buzzing sound.
Quite warm in here once we get close. I'll step back a little bit, see if it fades away again.
Yeah, it fades away.
Vers,
Yes?
you were saying it's warm. Use EC's paste.
Yes, that's an option, but first let me check in a slightly simpler way.
Oh my god. How? I just got to mention this. I've rolled randomly for these effects, by the way, and you've actually... I rolled random for the cipher you got at the beginning, and you've managed to get the exact thing to fix it. How the fuck?
I'll just... I have like quite a lot of string with me,
Okay,
so I'm
yeah.
gonna just take my tongs and clip a little bit of string off it and just throw this, like, just this much string. Just throw it into the room. Like, if it's too light to throw, I'll wrap it around a nail, because I have nails as well. Just wrap it around a nail and throw the nail towards the thing.
Okay, can you make a speed roll, I guess?
Yeah, difficulty?
The artifact level is 2. I rolled a 2, so 2.
Oh, sorry, that's the wrong one. Should be speed. I'll roll again.
Okay. You managed to get it round the egg. What are you doing?
Oh no, it was just that's if it was going to burn. Not,
oh yeah,
not
yeah. You
pull it
throw it
long
in.
enough.
Yeah, and it does kind of like land right next to this egg, and then the string does burn away.
EC just puts on the cream on her exposed skin.
Okay. Bear in mind, the cipher allows you to do that once. Like, it's got 2 charges, so you can do that once, and it lasts for 28 hours now. If you want to just keep applying the cream, so you've still got 1 charge left after that.
Okay, I apply the cream. I have 1 charge left, and I go inside the room.
Oh, it's warm.
Are you sure that's? And then she just goes.
But it says that it gives you 2 armor against. It gets 2 armor against heat-based, fire-based damage. This is doing 2 because I rolled a 2 on the d6 damage around. It does nothing to you. That's what I'm saying. How like it just fell together without just through random rolls.
Get first, Rek.
So easy. You walk into the room and it's very warm, but the paste is doing its job. And by the way, EC now has a slight crystalline glow to her flesh. So as you head towards
I go around the room.
Yeah. Okay, so the room is rather square. No other features other than this egg sitting on the platform.
But I want to touch the egg.
Okay, so the egg itself is very, very warm. Like you're picking up a freshly microwaved jacket potato. The best analogy I could come up with. And as you pick it up, you notice there is a button on the bottom, on the base.
Oh, I push the button.
Tick, and then the heat just fades from the room.
I add the egg to my inventory.
We did say something about pushing buttons, did we not?
This is what I mean, right? I rolled randomly for this room and got this artifact as well. So,
Wow, that formatting though.
yeah, okay, I'll do it on Discord.
No, thank you.
This is what I mean, guys. Like, I rolled randomly and it all worked out in the end.
What is the artifacts level 2 you said?
Yeah, I rolled a 2. If I'd rolled any higher, it would have taken damage when you were gone in there, so...
Oh, fuck me.
That's why I said SPF 2.
Yeah. So yeah, it's kind of like also, whenever you use it, you roll a d6, and on a 1 it just runs out of energy. But you can see what it's used for. It's to create a heat barrier, or like a...
That's very useful for someone who really likes
because it's
running
an
away.
artifact, you all get two experience.
Nice.
Oh, that is me leveled up.
Yep.
Whenever you find an artifact, you get experience, don't you?
That's very cool.
Mm-hmm. Well, you know, you could have easily just gone, no, I'm not going to go to this room, and just headed up the stairs.
Mm-hmm. Well, adventures always go left.
Yeah, you got rewarded for exploring, I guess. Okay, so you add the burning egg to your inventory, EC?
I do. It just takes a while because fucking formatting is often
Yeah, it is. Sorry, I copy-pasted from a PDF.
EC is in the room. Just continue without me while I do this.
Okay, guys, so what else are you doing?
Well, Victoria, I think you should go first. I would hate to think what would have happened if one of those arrows gotten me in the back.
Yeah, I'll go first then.
Okay, so you're heading up the stairs now.
Mm-hmm.
So at the top of the stairs, Artoria, you come across another square room with a circular indent to the room that fills most of it except the corners. And in the centre of that circular indent is what looks like a wheel sorts. And there are chains in the four corners of the room that seem to hold up the circular indent of the floor.
Can I turn the wheel?
Yeah, it looks like it's turnable. In fact, it looks like it's been recently oiled when you go to touch it.
I'll turn it.
And as you do, the chains around you, and then the floor beneath you begins to move down. And you begin passing through kind of a blue light. The wall seems to be the same stone and marble that the bridge is made out of. And then you see these rushing blue starlight come down with you. And Artoria, it looks like it's not like you have to fully turn it. It's like you just unlock it with like half of a turn, and you begin dropping, and then you just tighten it back up whenever you want to stop. And eventually, you guys get to the bottom of the peak, and as you pull the valve shut, Artoria, a door to your front, opposite to the way you came in above, opens up with a... And as it does, reveals the rest of the forest floor. From now, you are now on the other side of the peak. And head it right in front of you, just down a snaking, winding path, is a small campsite.
Let's head there.
Okay.
Very well.
Yeah, and as you approach, you see that the campsite has two tents. One seems to be kind of like a lean-to, or like pots, pans. Looks like there's some adventuring gear with tarpaulin over it. Oh, who?
Rest in peace, Anna.
Rest in peace, rip. Yeah, a lean-to with like equipment underneath to keep it dry. The area is smoky and smells quite like cooked meat, but one of the tents has a sleeping bag that hasn't been made, quite messy. And hanging from a string that goes across from one bough to another is some wet clothes. One of them seemed to be the blue robes that you recognise Fexus wears, the Order of the Aeon Priests. The High Order, the kind of the blue robes hanging up. And eventually you guys hear... Who's there? And a
Is it
woman.
male voice?
No, it's a female's voice, but it's very, very husky and deep.
She's a smoker.
And as this half-naked woman in nothing but her small clothes jumps out from the nearby tree, she has a large, long-barreled buzzer. She just aims it down at you all and goes...
I would like to put my left hand in front of Versus' eyes and my hand in front of my eyes.
Okay.
I'll just
And then
move her hand away and say, "You must be Miss Grey."
And she goes, yeah. So Miss Grey is a very lean woman with a slight six-pack coming through on her stomach. She's got like wide shoulders, but like a skinny, lanky look to her. She's got short hair that's slapped to one side of her scalp, shaved off on one side, and it's dyed red. But you see over the time she's been in the woods, it's grown through, so it's kind of like a brown with red tips, more like. And she just kind of looks at you all and goes, oh yeah, I asked Spexus to send some help. She chucks the buzzer to the ground. It accidentally goes off and shoots a tree. She pays no mind. Just walks over to the campfire where you see a fish is over the spit. Grabs her knife, stabs it, begins carving through, and goes, "Well, you're welcome to sit at my fire if you want." And begins eating off with a stick.
I'll approach. That's it.
Yeah, she hasn't made no attempt to get dressed or anything, but you see she's still wearing her boots despite her underwear and her. She goes, and I haven't rightly caught any of your names. I'm Vivian. People call me Vivi.
I'm first.
Another V. Pleasure to meet you.
I'm Isian, but people call me Easy.
Oh, ain't she cute? She leans over the fire and scratches the top of your hair.
I am
I
cute.
can
That
tell
is
you that
correct.
her name is kind of a misnomer. She's anything but easy to be around.
Ha! We'll see about that. What about you, muscular lady?
Artoria.
Artoria. Nice armor.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're gonna want to take that off around here. It's gonna get hot soon.
I'll be alright.
Say so yourself. Anyway, I haven't got much by the way to drink, but I did save this for some special occasions. She does like a kind of roll back, like a kind of like a doesn't even stand up, rolls back and just lands completely in her tent, lays flat on her back, rolls over, grabs what looks like a bottle and does like kind of a front flip again, lands back in front of the fire and goes, "Here." Chucks a wineskin over it, slaps Vers in the chest as it slops into your lap.
I'll just hand it over to Artoria.
Yes, it's Artoria. It smells like wine. It's a very strong wine.
Yeah, I'll drink it.
She goes, so I needed help, you see. See, behind this tree line is a lake. I can't rightly explore the temple in the centre on my own.
Why?
Well, the door requires 3 people to get in.
Oh my god, we're 3 people.
Well, that's why I requested 3 people from the Baron and the priest. They said there were 3 people that might want to help.
I'll just reach over and hold my hand out for the wineskin. And I take a big gulp and hand it back to Artoria.
She'll cork it and start drinking water.
Huh? He goes, "No. You're more than welcome. We take a quarter of each of anything that we find in there. Right? It's perfectly
Wait.
acceptable.
Are you going with us into the inside?
Of course.
Okay, well that's fair then. Fair trade.
You see, the reason why I am in all of my pretties for all of you is that I've been recently trying to build a way to get over there easily. So I swim the lake and I set up a sort of zip line.
I see.
So we can get across to the door. Easy peasy.
That would be useful.
Alright.
Especially for Artoria. I think swimming is, well, difficult at the best of times.
That's what I was thinking, Vers. I mean, and then she kind of like taps on your breastplate and there's a hollow bonk, bonk, bonk. And she goes, I mean, swimming in that's going to be difficult, right?
Probably.
Probably. You haven't tried it?
Not yet, no.
Well, The lake's quite big. Let's hope you don't fall off the zip line. Sink to the bottom like a stone!
I'll be alright.
Alright, so you're more than welcome to take a rest here if you want before we head out.
Yeah, and Artoria will start setting up the tent.
Alright, cool. So Artoria begins setting up the tents. You see that Vivian gets up, jumps up. She has to like leap to grab her robes and just pulls them down. And all the rest of the clothes rain down around her and she begins putting it on. And she does look the part. The moment she puts on the Aeon priest robes and she like slicks her hair back, she does kind of look the part. Although she does seem to be rather of common stock rather than most of the noble Aeon priests that you're used to, like Fexus, who's got that kind of that superiority complex to him, like he's better than everyone else. She goes, look, I heard that there's the convergence around here, so we got to keep quiet when we do things, right? None of that flashy, explosive Numenera. We're going to do things by the book and the way that they were meant to be done.
Oh, they call us
book?
The book of shut the fuck up and listen to me, because I am the book.
That's not going to work for us.
You don't look like a book.
I see.
Thanks.
Now we're at a stalemate because you're not gonna get anywhere with us like that. First, she's saying nonsense. Just ignore that. There is no book. She lied about the book.
That's not helpful.
Yeah, and you'd think like her being a researcher and
Well, I
everything,
meant-
she'd be more honest about books, right?
Look, here guys, I meant that we're going to do it the way the
Poor
temple
woman.
was meant to be getting into, you know. We're not going to blow the doors up. We're not going to walk in shooting. We're going to explore slowly, carefully, not damage anything inside. That's what I meant by the book.
Well, you should have just said that or written it in a book.
That's a pretty boring book, if I'm honest.
Yeah, you might want to run that past like an editor or something.
Just
I'm pretty
don't
sure.
destroy any of the precious artifacts inside, please.
No,
Alright?
there's no problem. They actually call us the Quiet Mercenaries. We're never loud. We never blow things up. Other than we never blow things up. Never have done that.
Right, settle
That's
down,
just a
please.
confused look obvious from Verse, like, what?
Alright, settle down, everyone, and then I'll be back. And she heads off into the woods with her buzzer.
Question. I have an ability that says something about up to a long distance across, studying a region. Oh, what does that mean, a long distance across?
50 foot around you.
Are you sure? Because that seems like it's completely at odds with what the ability does.
Short is 10, long is 50.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they mean the same long in this case.
Okay.
Let me link it and you can see, because it has to do with like navigation and salvaging and stuff. If it's 50 feet across, why would you spend an hour learning how to navigate across 50 feet? Like, you have to be retarded not to get that.
Oh,
So,
I guess, yeah, I guess.
so I was wondering like how much that roughly
I guess
would
like
be.
it means just one region. Yeah, like...
Yeah, so I
like,
think this long distance is different from the combat move
Yeah, like,
long distance.
I'd say the long distance would be the camp and its surrounding area, or Paradise 8 and its surrounding countryside.
Yeah,
That would
okay.
be, yeah.
Okay.
Alright, so as you settle down with Vivian Grey to head on in to explore this...
Wait, while she was in the forest and left us alone for a bit, was there enough time to nab one of her Aeon Priest robes?
Yeah.
I nabbed one.
Alright, cool. So you go onto one of the tarpaulins to get a spare... Like, the one that she journeyed here that's slightly torn and a little bit dirty, and you nick them. Alright, put that down in your inventory, and for today, that's where we're going to end the session, just as we're
Alright,
about to
nice.
explore the temple in the centre of the island with Vivian Grey. Alright.
Very cool.
Whoop whoop!